welcome back to another JT and Urban, and today we're going to be talking about T.I., who actually went off on another comedian while he was performing due to some sexual allegations that were brought upon T.I. And let's see, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I thought it was a one-man show. We got JT in the house. How's everything going, JT?
What's going on, man? I look forward to talk about the rubber band man himself, T.I.
All right.
For those who remember that.
Yeah, all right. But before we do that, let's go into the clip and see what happened.
There is nothing to charge me for. Or my wife. No, shut the fuck for a second. Hey, listen. No. As many times as you jump on that shit, I'm gonna check your mom as long as it takes. Ain't no motherfucking case. Ain't never been no motherfucking case. Cause I ain't did nothing wrong, and my wife ain't did nothing wrong. And if you keep on playing with me, nigga, I'm gonna continue to confront you publicly, verbally.
All right, so one thing I actually seen in this was that towards the last part where T.I. was like, if you continue to blah, blah, blah me, I'm going to, he had to pause and like think about it, and I can't, this is a woman I'm talking to. I can't say anything, like I gotta make sure I watch my words here. I'm going to talk to you publicly, verbally. Hey, what this reminds me of, well, it doesn't remind me of it. Now, this is what I like to see. I mean, I'm not saying, what he did was right. I'm not saying what he did was wrong. I'm just saying this is something I would like to see Chris Rock done. I understand the stage he was in, of course, and do all that. But can you imagine Will Smith walking up to T.I. like that, JT, and doing that to T.I. what he did to Chris Rock?
Not at all. But one thing about T.I., he's gonna keep it entertaining. He picks his words real carefully, you know what I'm saying? So, he makes up words, I think, sometimes. But if you check the Webster Dictionary, they may just exist. So, how you handle this, it was interesting. But for a guy who's from the streets, he handles stuff spot on. So, man or woman can get it in his eyes, but with caution when the cameras are looking at you and when you in front of everybody. So you got to be real careful what you say today, because the Me Too unit, you will come after you. So T.I., once again, kept it entertaining, kept it G.
Now, I'm pretty sure there's some people that's like, oh, he shouldn't talk to a woman like that, such and such. Now, you got to, like I said, I'm not saying what he did was right. I'm not saying what he did was wrong. I'm just saying, the lady said something to him, and we're gonna get into her side of the story. And I'm sorry, I don't know her name. We're gonna get into her side of the story and see what she had to say about the whole ordeal. I just feel like, hey, it was a nerve that was struck with T.I. T.I. was like, hey, listen, I'm tired of this being talked about. You keep on using this. You're getting the information wrong, and this is allegedly. We have no idea what was going on, and that's how he decided to react. So, you guys comment down. What do you guys believe? Should T.I., is T.I. wrong for that? Or are you on the female comedian side? Comment down below, let us know. But let's see her side of the story and what she has to say.
T.I. came to the show. It's about over anyway. It's an open mic. He comes. He does like 30 minutes. Now, after he gets off stage, I'm going to the next. I'm hosting. I'm talking about marriage. He keeps cutting me off, telling me to shut the up, calling me all kind of heckling me. He then starts yelling about how I need to take my wig off multiple times. I said, I'll take my wig off when you speak on the allegations. Nobody was tight except for him. Nobody ever called him a rapist. I responded to him telling me in a room full of people to rip my wig off and made a joke just like he did. So if you got a problem with it, not mine. I stand on what I said. If you're a comedian, anything's up for jokes. Talk about me all day. And I've been laughing at some of it. Nothing's off limits. Nobody's special. And please don't walk up on me again. I'm mad dangerous. This is not rap beef. I am not Lil Flip. I ain't got no problem with T.I.
Alright, the first thing I want to say is, what is up with short hair or taking wigs off? What's up with hair right now, man? It seems like the tension. JT, I see why you're bald, Hey, don't slap me, bro. My bad. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make no bald jokes,
Hey, bro. The hand is quick.
Yeah, man, I'm like, JT's in Baltimore. I'm like, oh, snap. He slapped me. He came all the way down to Miami and slapped me.
it's a sensitive subject, you know, for those. I'm follically and challenged, so you know, I have a problem of growing hair. So
you got alopecia. I don't want to make it a joke. It's not a joke, guys. I mean, it's funny. It's a good joke, though. And I sound like Chris Rock. It's a good joke.
The thing is this: when you start talking about people, start saying you're going to rip something off someone, you know, that's where you have to look at, this assault, low key assault.
He didn't say he was going to rip it off. He said, "Hey, why don't you take off your wig?" And then she said, "Yeah," and she said, "Hey, I'll take off my wig once you start talking about your allegations," and all that happened.
Right, so it was one stone toss and she threw back two. Yeah, anytime you talk about what you call the court cases, the allegations, the things that has not been taken to court, and there's been something that's said that this person did it, it's kind of touchy. But I see it's tick for tack, and I think people need to stay as clean as possible and not be as messy, you know. So I think that when it comes down to being a comedian, you have to have tough skin, and you have to realize that, hey, I'm here to entertain you, but there's a fine line between entertainment and producing someone's public information or personal information.
No, of course. Now, the thing is, as well, is a comedian and a rapper such as T.I., because I grew up on T.I., and trust me, I know T.I.'s not the one to mess with. I remember somebody throwing something on stage on T.I., he took off. So now you want to get into the comedian game. And then, you know, you're talking about a rapper and doing comedian, like, hey, you know, you got to expect some shade to be thrown at some point. Now going based off her side of the story where she said, you know, she was saying something, T.I. was saying, hey, shut the F up or blah, blah, blah. It's, from her point of view, I wasn't there. I didn't see what happened. From her point of view, I say she's right in this. If she's saying something and you like, oh, shut the F up and blah, 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 based off what she said, I'll say she you know, she's right in this, and it's just a jab. Hey, take off your wig. All right. Hey, that cut deep. Now let me throw something back at you. You know, I'm going. That's how that's how I was in high school. Once I got ranked, I'm like, all right, boom, let me go back at you.
Right. And comedians gets heckled. If they're good on stage or if they're bad on stage, you want to have somebody in the audience who heckles. Now, don't get upset when someone throw a personal attack to you. You know, that it touched them in a tough spot because guess what? You know, it's an allegation between him and his wife. It's some serious allegations. So I can understand why you can touch it, but if you can't, you know, handle it, don't dish it. You know what I'm saying?
No, of course. Now T.I. being one of my favorite rappers growing up, he was doing a comedy thing. We're gonna switch the topic here a little bit. He was doing a comedy at the Barclays Centers last night or a couple of nights ago.
Right.
And I never thought I would utter these words ever, but T.I. got booed. T.I. got booed. Like I can't even imagine that T.I. getting booed, but he did get booed. And let's see what happened. Let's go check out the video clip.
Fight back.
I tell you what you do. Envy. I know I got an advantage.
Do some songs. Start rapping.
I have an advantage. And I appreciate y'all allowing me the opportunity to stand up and do what I love. You hear what I'm saying?
Well, all right. So, yeah, he got booed. What's your thought, JT? You seen the clip. What you think?
Let me tell you something. When it comes down to comedy, it's different. It's a different art form, and you have to respect it. It's not like singing. It's not like improv. It's not like acting. It's a skill set. They understand timing, and they understand how to work the crowd. They understand how to work the room. It's something that they practice day in and day out. The greatest, you got the Richard Pryors, you have the Eddie Murphys, you have people who took the time out to understand how to tell a story and keep it funny or make you think. Just because you rap, just because you can act a little, doesn't mean that you can stand up in front of a crowd and give a set. Respect the skill set. Learn it first. Because some people are naturally funny, don't get me wrong. They can impersonate, they can make you laugh, but it's a skill set to know how to work a room as a master comedian. I'm not one, but I do love looking at Dave Chappelle. I love looking at Raw Pause with Eddie Murphy, and I always love listening to the great Richard Pryor.
Gotcha. Now, see, the thing is, I guarantee you, all those people you just mentioned got booed at some point in their life, you know? So,
most definitely.
So the whole point is, he got booed, you take it, hey, you got to work on it, you work on your materials. You should, he should not, like, one thing I like about T.I. is he's a hustler. You know, he's going to do what he has to do. If this is something that he's truly passionate about, he's going to go out and figure out what he has to do. I already know it.
Right.
I already know it. I believe if T.I. really wants to become a true standout comedian, he'll do it. Like, I believe that. Right. I believe in T.I. that cold-heartedly. I understand that, you know, first couple of tries, he's new in it. Of course he's gonna get booed, and he has something to do. But at the same time, I gotta give my man T.I. props for the way he ended it out. He got booed. He didn't leave. He did his whole thing. You know that's the true showsmanship. He did his entire stick, and then once he realized, hey, he got booed, he said this. He's like, hey, yo, I got an advantage. DJ Envy was DJing, and he's like, hey, DJ, drop my music. And, you know, I forgot what song was playing, but, you know, once the T.I. song came out, everybody was, it was Swagger Like Us. So no one in the corner got a Swagger Like Us. And the crowd went wild. He had a standing ovation. I've never seen that before, where a comedian get booed, and then all of a sudden, he gets a standing ovation. That's awesome. That just shows the level of respect that he gets.
Only a few comedians can do that. Now, think about it. He has it in his advantage. You have Jamie Foxx, who's a masterful comedian. If he ever bombs at singing, guess what? He can make you laugh. So vice versa, you know, people may not want to hear him if he bomb at comedy. He goes into singing, but vice versa, if he starts singing, he can definitely come back with a good snap to say, hey, you know what? That was a mess up. Make a joke, lighten the crowd, and go back to singing. You know what I'm saying? Or go back to comedy.
That reminds me when he did the BET, whatever he did, the BET Awards, that was the year Michael Jackson passed away. And he was doing the moonwalk, he almost fell over. That whole thing just reminded me of that. Go keep going.
Yeah. So it's a master play. You use what you have in your magician hat, right? So he realizes, hey, I'm still a great performer. I got some hits to make you bounce. So let me change the mood of this crowd real quick and let me drop one of my singles. So
he did.
That was a good idea, and I'm glad he had that for the save, because if not, we'd be talking about him for a couple months now.
Hey, and I want to know if that was pre-planned. He probably went to DJ Envy. Hey, DJ, bro, I'm about to go out there. If I bomb, such and such, man. Hey, listen, once I say, hey, DJ, drop that, you know, you put something on for me, and we gonna smooth it out. But I like the way he knows, like he knows what he got. The way he said, hey, it's all right, y'all don't like me, it's cool, y'all make me, blah blah blah. But I got an advantage. Play his music. You feel me? That reminds me, and totally a total different subject here. Like totally off subject, real quick. And I want to say that before I go into it. It's totally off. Like I remember when it was talking about R. Kelly on the news, right? And then, you know, it was like, oh yeah, R. Kelly, he did this, he's bad. And then they have his music playing in the background. I wasn't paying attention to none of it, whatever the news was saying. I was just listening. Yeah, let me get that tube. Let me get that beep. And the news was talking. I didn't care about that. I was just slipping on that coke and rum, blah, blah, blah. I forgot what I was just paying attention to the music. You know, that's the advantage. That's the advantage.
They call him the Pied Piper. Pause.
Yeah, that's R&B. That's the wrong name. You should have chose something totally different. You should have chose something totally different. But anyways, that's pretty much all we have for this video. Comment down below. Let us know. Hey, do you think T.I. was wrong for what he did to the female comedian? And what do you think about T.I. getting booed? Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. It's highly appreciated. And have a beautiful day.